Hey, this is Adam Torres, and I'm here to tell you that it has never been easier to start your very own podcast. At Mission Matters, our goal is to amplify stories that matter. That means we want to help you start your podcast because your story matters. We can do this in 3 different ways. 1, join our podcast school and take a free or paid course. 2, visit our resources page where we've already figured out what you need, such as where to host your podcast. Or 3, heck, we can even do everything for you through our podcast agency, including editing for cheaper than you can do in-house. Oh, and no contract, service is month to month. Get started by heading over to missionmatters.com and click on Start a Podcast. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Al Tarar on the line. He's chairman and managing partner over at Arcus Capital Partners. Al, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Alan. Look forward to chatting with you today.
Oh, man. So I'm excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about technology growth equity strategy and what that means for you and your firm. And also we'll get into your Arcus Technology Growth Fund that I understand you're raising capital for. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into the firm overall. Tell us a little bit more about Arcus Capital Partners, please.
So, Adam, Arcus Capital Partner was born about 5 years ago after I left management consulting industry, where I spent 25 years serving some of the world's largest institutions here in the U.S. as well as in Asia Pacific. Arcus Capital Partners focuses on technology growth equity investments. Basically, what that means is we invest in growth stage technology ventures, ventures that have some revenue, meaningful commercial revenue, have a very, very strong growth potential, and they can benefit from our, advice and help along with the capital.
That's awesome. And I think that's a great segue. I'd like to go a little bit further into today's topic. So technology growth equity strategy. Let's talk a little bit more about that. So where would you like to begin?
So technology growth equity strategy, think of this as a hybrid between traditional venture capital and traditional private equity. So we invest in growth stage ventures that have already developed a product or service. They already have some commercial revenue, and now they're ready to take a flight in terms of their growth. So what we're trying to do, Adam, here is avoid taking technology risk. We are willing and able to take commercialization risk. So what we're saying is we believe in the technology. Technology has been demonstrated. Mm-hmm. Some commercial revenue exists. Now the company is in a state where they can benefit from our gray-haired kind of knowledge and experience of how to grow companies. And in that, Adam, we particularly focus on taking these companies to other markets, emerging markets, to help them develop their commercial kind of enterprise. Go on.
So when we say technology, obviously that's pretty broad, and I know that doesn't limit you in terms of the fund. So it's in your in the overall sector, if you will. Can you give us a little bit more of an example or a view of the kind of technology you like, or specific sectors in the industry?
Adam, great question. So we predominantly invest in what we call digital technologies. So everything to do with IoT, AI, NLG, NLP, basically frontier technologies that are digital in nature. To give you an example, we recently invested in a company called Cerebri AI. They use AI technologies for marketing, discipline. So the big clients include some of the world's largest brands, including Bank of Canada, Sun Life in Canada, Scotiabank in Canada. They're doing pilots with the 2 of the largest telcos in the U.S. as we speak. So that's an example of the companies that we invest in. Secondarily, we invest in medical devices, sustainability-related technologies.
Talk about a size of company. So what that's appropriate. And the reason I asked that question is just to preface is, a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives listening right now, some of them had different companies that are profitable and maybe are looking for outside investment. What are some of the parameters, whether it's size of company or otherwise, that typically make a company something that that Arcus Capital Partners would take a look at?
We don't have a very hard and fast number about revenue, but we call it meaningful commercial revenue. So for most part, this means $1 million or $2 million in revenue in the previous year, or perhaps achieving that number this year in order for us to get engaged with this company. And so that's the minimum. On the other hand, we are working with some companies that have $15 million revenue, right? But they are still growth stage, and their speed of growth might have slowed down a little bit, but they have already achieved a significant success.
So, Al, this may seem like a little bit of a loaded question, but it's really not meant to be. It's more so you have a unique vantage point. So investing in what you're doing, also running your Arcus Technology Growth Fund. What excites you right now, like out there in the market? It doesn't have to be something you've invested in, but just in general, what excites you about what's going on in technology right now?
So, Adam, I think this is a perfect question for the time and era that we are living through. In the post-COVID-19 era, digitization or digitalization is a very, very big area. So our digital technology strategy fits into that extremely well. Not that we devised our strategy for COVID-19, but COVID-19 has basically brought a tremendous focus and attention to that space. How to work remotely, how to work digitally, and that's what our dominant focus is. And COVID-19 is helping us accelerate our discussion, our investments, and collaboration.
I think that real key word here is a lot of people use the word pivot. I love the word accelerate on what's going on right now, because I've seen so many I've seen so many ideas, I've seen so many technologies really accelerate, and because of adoption, obviously now other people looking for other solutions and other things, and the acceleration of some technologies has just been kind of, I'll use the simplest example of them all, which is just the whole Zoom thing, right? Like I always think about, and I'm laughing because everybody's on video conferences now. I'm like, how old is Skype? That's like 15 years old or something. I've been on Skype for a really long time, but all of a sudden now business being done online, it's kind of just changed everything. It's just the whole paradigm, in my opinion, shifted in the matter of a couple of months.
Adam, you did a great job in deciphering this commonly misunderstood concept of acceleration versus pivoting. If we had to pivot, we would have, but we didn't have to. Our strategy was focused on what we love doing and things that we understand well. It just so happened that COVID-19 brought on a tremendous focus and accelerated everything that we are doing, and more importantly, perhaps the portfolio companies that we invest in are doing. So they are getting pushed ahead.
Tell us a little bit more about what you care to share about Arcus Technology Growth Fund and the fund itself.
So Arcus Technology Growth Fund is a $150 million investment fund, along with its different parallel vehicles. So we are raising this to invest in companies like Cerebri AI that I mentioned to you. Second example I can give you is a company called Integrated Endoscopy, not far from where you live. It's in Irvine, California. It's a medical device company, right? And we have investment term sheet with them. We are funding them as well. So the $150 million fund, we have about $30 million or so in soft circle or soft commitment from different investors. We expect to close $30+ million by the end of this year. We will allocate perhaps $7 to $10 million per company. So that's a difference between VC and growth equity investment firms. We invest a larger ticket, $5 to $7 $7 to $10 million per company, and we'll invest maybe in 15, 20 companies with $150 million.
Fantastic. So Al, last question. So if somebody is listening to this and they're considering either investing or they want to learn more about presenting their company, I mean, what's the best way for them to reach out to Arcus Capital Partners or to connect with you and your team and to learn more?
We invite your audience to go to our website, www.arciscap.com, ARCISCAP.com, and check us out. And our website is very clear in terms of what we invest in, what is our strategy. They can also see examples of our portfolio companies that we invest in. And there's a contact us tab that they can click on or button to reach out to us.
Fantastic. And what is that website one more time, just in case they didn't have time to grab the pen, or they're in their car right now, or I should say they're at their desk. Nobody's really in their car right now. They're at their desk and they need to write down. What's the website one more time, please, Al?
arciscap.com, ARCISCAP.com.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at Arcus Capital Partners. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Al, thanks again for coming on the show.
Adam, thank you very much. All the best to you.